Hello, I just thought I would open this like this because this is how I have to lay to actually press the start record button. Anyways.
If I was a good parental unit, I would just lean over and press it for him, but it was more fun to watch him do all that. Hello, it is bright daytime again in our
Apparently,
background.
right.
It's definitely not nighttime. Cheers.
Cheers with my hot cocoa that I accidentally put too many things in because I had a burning hot spoon in my mouth.
And cheers for my coffee.
That is an interesting story without context.
Nothing I do would be possible without coffee and caffeine in general. So.
Yeah. Also, you like our wardrobes this time.
We are Batman and Robin. I am his sidekick, which is accurate.
Or should we be non-copyright versions of Batman and Robin?
Yeah, we're Bertman and Roban.
Mattban and...
Borin. He's Matt Ban and I'm Borin.
Mattban and Steve.
Steve, I like that. Steve is much better. Or, to quote a YouTuber that you enjoy, and I also enjoy, I could be Robert.
Robert. I thought you were
Robert.
I thought you were gonna reference All the Way.
Oh, no.
But yeah, you're Robert. And I'm Bruce.
I'm Robert.
Robert.
It's me, Robert. I'm very unlikable.
Yeah, Lenny is the... Oh, let's not get into that right now, because nobody knows what we're talking about when we say Robert and Lenny and all them.
Well, just know that since I'm Robert, I'm very unlikable.
Oh, yeah. It's,
I'm not a well-liked character by some, particularly one YouTuber.
Isaiah.
I'm not going to name names. He is, but I'm not.
This time I'm going to be the one who just says what we're all thinking.
Somebody has to. So, Merry almost Christmas in like a few weeks still, because it's only, what, the 12th?
Next week is the week of Christmas.
Oh, Merry almost the week of Christmas to you and to everybody out there and to the bright, shiny sunshine outside. I say Merry almost week of Christmas.
And our... You can't see him, I don't think, but our elf on the shelf is in the background.
Oh, he's up in the tree. He's always getting into shenanigans.
Yeah, I thought...
Every morning I get up, this guy's in a different place.
Right, yeah.
It makes me wonder what he gets up to at night. I bet he rides the cats around like they're his pets. Like they're his horses. I bet he has a little saddle for Mouth and Luna. He has a saddle for each of them.
Beat him up.
Yeah. Do you think they would?
He has to probably stay away from them.
Think about it, though. He's up moving around every night, and he survives those cats every night. So he has to have made some kind of deal with them or trained them in some way. I think he has saddles for them.
I think he flies.
Oh, so he doesn't have to worry about the cats.
Well, because they can probably fly anyways, because they're doing...
Well, wouldn't you figure?
Their elf on the shelf thing. They're flying all the way from the North Pole to be...
The thing is, though, if the cats see him flying, then when he's like up in the tree chilling or something, they can climb up that tree or knock it down if they really want to, but they don't do that. So
well,
I kind of think...
knock on wood. Our cats aren't like that about all that.
Oh. You don't think if our cat saw something flying? Luna sees a bug on the ceiling.
And she yells at it, though. She doesn't, like, climb your desk and then...
That's true.
She just yells at it. She's like...
That's a good point.
Get down.
So your theory is that he flies. My theory is that... A much more fun theory, if I do say so myself. He has trained and domesticated the cats, and he rides them around and has little saddles for each of them. He has one saddle each. One saddle for Mouth and one saddle for Luna.
Put up with that. Maybe Mouth would.
The saddle is the color of Mouth's fur.
Tricked. But
Luna's saddle is the color of her fur.
He's probably able to fly because he flies from the North Pole.
I just feel like even right now the cats would be going nuts just seeing him up in the tree. They'd be like, we gotta get him.
I guess that's true.
He does something. That elf, he's tricky and very
Anyways,
sneaky.
You had, if I recall right, a story to tell us.
A story? No, I don't have a story. What story? End of video. Good night, folks. Even though it's very clearly daytime here and not at all nighttime.
It even looks like through the curtain you can see a little light, which is weird.
It looks like sunlight through the curtain, does it not? That's because it is noon right now. I am not at work. It is noon, and we are here recording a video.
It's not 5:09 p.m.
No, it's not. It is noon 09 p.m.
Noon 09.
And on this day, December 12th, at noon 09 p.m., I have a short story for you all.
Isn't it December 13th? Today?
Is today the 13th?
Oh...
I can't tell. It is the 13th. It's not the 12th. So on the 13th,
yeah, it's not
noon 09 p.m.
1/2/2022.
No, it is not.
It's not 12/12/2022.
It is noon 13th. That is the date and the time. They're both noon 13th. So on this day, noon 13th, I have a story. And it is a Christmas story.
Okay.
So gather around. It's a very short story, and it's not even that good. But I figure since we're doing vlogs, it's a story that's worth sharing. And maybe it's a cautionary tale for some of the kids out there who want Santa to get them a gift, but their parents might make them think Santa didn't get them that gift. Parents are tricky and sneaky.
But in a good way sometimes.
But in a good way most of the time, but sometimes not. In this case,
right.
Santa Claus. I wrote to him. I was probably, I don't know, what year did the Game Boy Advance SP come out? Whatever year it was, and whatever age I was that year, that was the age that I was that year. So, probably like 11.
11, okay.
We're going to say that I was 11.
Cool.
I really wanted a Game Boy Advance SP, and I wrote to Santa Claus asking him for it.
Okay.
And I assume Santa Claus got that letter, and he was like, yeah, I mean, that's a no-brainer. This is like the best kid ever. Of course he's going to get the Game Boy SP.
He's smart, kind,
everything,
amazing,
and humble,
brave,
amazing and humble. Humble is always follows amazing. Being humble always will follow being amazing. We are both very amazing and very humble.
Yes.
At the same time, and that's probably what Santa was thinking whenever he saw my letters. Probably what he thinks whenever he sees your letters. It's like, oh, Andrew's humble, amazing. He's like one of the best kids like ever. So of course I'm gonna get him this gift, and that's what he was thinking about me. The Game Boy Advance SP was coming out, and I had a regular Game Boy Advance. You know, the one that you literally had to get a separate light just to be able to see at certain times of day because the glare would be so bad.
But yeah.
The Game Boy Advance SP not only looked like a cell phone, it had its own built-in light.
Which I know doesn't sound like anything now, but back then it was
Back then it was something. It was very significant.
But also, I have a little side
let's hear it.
Thing for that. It's just a little fun fact. I don't know how true it is, but you know how oh goodness, I'm about to knock over our tree. Let me just. And
then the cats can get the elf like they have always wanted. No, they haven't really, because he rides them and has trained them and has little saddles for them.
Look, he could probably trick Mouth. Actually, Luna can be.
I love your confidence in Mouth and his intelligence. That was pretty. Yeah, I could see him tricking Mouth.
I could see a fly tricking.
Oh, jeez.
Not really.
Let it be spoken.
Not really.
Let it be known. It's on the permanent record now.
Okay.
You think a fly could trick
But,
Mouth.
So, did you ever turn on that car light and then your parents were like, that's illegal, that's illegal?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure, according to a not very credible source, a YouTube video of someone reading a myth-busting website thing, apparently that's not actually illegal. I don't know.
The thing is, I think it's not illegal, but it's a thing where a cop could pull you over if they wanted because they could consider it distracted driving.
I guess
because that light distracts the driver.
Yeah.
That's the idea. A cop wouldn't necessarily pull you over, but they could. I don't know if it's a specific law.
That does make sense.
It's distracted driving. Like if a cop sees you on your cell phone while you're driving, they'll absolutely pull you over.
Yeah.
And they should, because distracted driving is bad.
Yeah. Anyways, back to your Game Boy Advanced Terraria, whatever.
So, I really wanted the red Game Boy Advance. I don't know, I think they had a blue color and maybe even a silver color at the time.
So, Pokemon colors.
Yeah, pretty much. And I wanted the red one. Like I said, it looked like a flip phone, but it was a Game Boy, which is really cool. I still love red. It's like a flip phone, had a backlight, and some of the games that I was coming out, now they were still Game Boy Advance games. It literally, like, it wasn't a new console. I don't know if you know this. No games came out for the Game Boy Advance SP. It was just an upgraded version of the Game Boy Advance console that looked cooler, a little sleeker. Yeah, it wasn't like buying a game for the Nintendo DS versus buying a game for the Switch.
So, like, it's kind of like...
It was all Game Boy Advance games.
PS4 Pro, or whatever they're called.
Exactly. But I figured I would enjoy... Like, Pokemon Emerald was coming out at the time, and that was the other thing that I really wanted, and I asked Santa Claus for, and I assumed Santa was like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Game Boy Advance, Pokemon Emerald, I got this in the bag for this kid. We're good.
Right.
And I figured the game would be a lot more enjoyable with the backlight and everything, especially if we were on the way to the lake, and it's sunny outside, and I'm trying to play my game. That was always when it was the worst, because there would be the glare coming in from the sun.
I thought it was at night where you couldn't see the Game Boy screen.
I mean, that wasn't good either. Really, not having a backlight is just not good for any time of day.
Right.
It's not optimal. I'm so glad games aren't like that. Game consoles.
Inside, with like a special like room light.
All I'm saying is y'all should be grateful that the Switch has a backlight. That's all I'm saying.
Every phone has a backlight.
You should be grateful for your phone's backlight.
Flip phone.
You should be grateful you can turn up the brightness on your phone now. This kid, every time I get my phone from him, the brightness is turned up 100%. I can't handle all that brightness. I
turned my brightness up. Right now, my brightness is probably up at 100%.
Probably is. I can tell your phone does look quite bright right now, especially the clear daylight outside. But
hold on, let me check. Okay.
We're back and brighter than ever. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it does just straight up look like day.
I don't think the people at home are going to notice a difference, but I certainly do.
Yeah. I mean, they could. Yeah, so, you see how it makes everything more defined? And
I do. Now you can see the glare in my glasses a little better.
That'll
take care of that. But now I can't see. So, anyway.
Yeah, don't you get headaches from doing that?
For too long, you can. Yeah. I've never gotten like a migraine from it. But I must take a short road off of the main story real quick to explain one of the reasons that I wanted Pokemon Emerald version specifically so badly with this Game Boy Advance SP. Okay, not that I needed to explain it to Santa Claus. He already knew why I wanted it, and he didn't care because I was such a good, amazing, and humble kid already that he's like, it doesn't matter why he wants it. And brave, and just all around incredible. Like, I was the best kid to ever come out of this entire state. I'm not trying to brag or anything because I'm also super humble. But I thought like you were going to say out of this entire world, which that would have been funny. Maybe. Because then you're kind of comparing yourself to Jesus. Yeah, the Beatles did that back in the day, and it didn't go well for them. And
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Oh. So anyway, the reason I wanted Pokemon Emerald specifically. Okay. Something you need to understand about Pokemon Emerald. I don't know why the company, I don't know why Nintendo and some of the developers were on this weird thing at the time where they were not, I mean, I guess Game Freak, which is the company that makes the Pokemon games, they've always kind of done this. But the same way the Game Boy Advance SP was not a new console, it was just an upgraded console, Pokemon Emerald was not a new game. Even a little. It was just an upgraded version of Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, which I played both of them, and I loved both of them. What I do like about those games, and also don't like...
isn't just the same game, a little different.
That's a good point. And they do that so they can sell more games. But I'm a sucker because I also kind of enjoyed playing through Pokemon Ruby and getting to play on the fire team, or play against the fire team, and then playing through Pokemon Sapphire and getting to play against the water team. I actually enjoyed it! And that bothers me because I know it's capitalism and it's bad. They just want to sell more games. But...
'tis the season.
I've went way off the rails with this story. So, specifically what I wanted from Pokemon Emerald, the thing that I saw in the trailers for it that looked the most cool was, get this, Andrew, you're not going to believe this, okay?
Okay. It's a big, epic surprise coming.
You don't even know. This is going to blow your mind.
I'm ready to spit out my hot cocoa.
It's such a feat of modern technology, even by today's standards, okay? It was so cool. When you were in battle in Pokemon Emerald, for the first time on a mobile console, this is not counting Pokemon Stadium and those type of games, or Pokemon Snap, for the first time on a mobile console in battle, the Pokemon moved.
Wow.
Gross. They did. They moved for the first time. In every other game leading up to that, including Ruby and Sapphire, the Pokemon would just, sit there and you'd hit them and their little drawing of them would just move slightly whenever they would get hit. That's all they did. But there were actual animations this time in battle, and I thought it was the coolest thing. I'm like, I have to have that game. So it wasn't even a new game. Same story. I mean, the story is expanded upon and tweaked slightly, especially later on. But I had to have it. And
because the Pokemon moved.
Because they moved. They had animations now. Instead of just whenever they got hit, they actually moved around and did stuff. And it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, but then it's crazy because now that's just normal for mobile games. You play
it's super normal.
Pocket Mortys. That's just
always
the
move.
norm. Yeah,
and that's on your phone. It's crazy. We don't need to launch into a whole thing about how far technology has come, but all I'm saying is that was amazing and incredible, and an awesome feat of modern technology.
How many of y'all know dial-up?
So,
Actually, he probably doesn't know it as well because you were born.
Not really. We probably had dial-up at times when I was a kid, but I think we had wired internet from the time I was pretty young, and then later we had Wi-Fi. I didn't deal with any of that gringing.
Yeah. Well, that's the Sims hacking noise, so I've actually heard it a lot. Or at least I think it is. Anyways, back to your story.
All right, so
We're still on the setup.
When a kid sees a trailer for Pokemon Emerald, and it's the game he's played before but expanded, and the freaking Pokemon move this time, are you kidding me? And not a new game console, but an upgraded game console is coming out, and I already had a Game Boy Advance. And a Game Boy Color, right? New console's coming out. How could I not want that stuff? So, of course, that's what I was looking forward to the most on Christmas Day.
Okay.
And I kind of have a theory that
you probably shouldn't immediately set yourself up like that, you know?
Yeah, because I was maybe setting myself up for disappointment, huh? Not a good idea, kids. You should never be like, I want this one thing and focus only on that one thing. You gotta be grateful for the things that you get.
That too, but also, what I was saying, you shouldn't, because you said you wanted it, it doesn't mean you're going to necessarily get it.
Exactly. Just because you want something, even if you want it really badly, it's just not always doable. Even for Santa Claus, you know?
Mm-hmm. He's got a lot of kids to deliver to.
He's got so much on his plate, that guy. Mm-hmm. I do not envy his job one bit.
And he's a TikToker. Have you seen that?
Yes.
He has a
And he does like a cameo-like thing where, I don't think you have to pay for it, but he makes videos for kids. And he's like, hello, Andrew. You've gotten videos from that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Those videos are a lot of fun. I don't know how he does it all. I really don't. I don't think he sleeps.
I mean, he probably doesn't have to, honestly.
What if he hibernates all year long and then wakes up around November time, eats a stellar Thanksgiving to fill up and...
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Just theories. I don't know the guy.
Probably not.
But, so anyway. My parents, I have a feeling they knew certain gifts that I was getting. I don't know how, because the way they pulled this off, but I just have a feeling,
Probably communicated with Santa.
Something. I really can't tell you. I would have to ask them how that went down.
Mm-hmm.
But my parents somehow knew Santa was getting me this gift. Probably. I mean, it's not even that hard if you think about it, because I was such a freaking awesome kid. My parents probably just assumed, oh yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, he's
humble. He's incredible. He's all of the good things. Every positive adjective describes our kid. So of course Santa's gonna get in
humble.
This. And very humble, right? Even as a kid, I was the most humble. You know? I was more humble than the most humble kid to ever even think of being humble. So they probably assumed.
Again, that was probably Jesus.
I'm not gonna make a statement on that. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we're kidding. By the way,
I have a feeling. No, he's not. Yeah, you're kidding. I have a feeling.
Yeah, I like that. He's like, I'm not kidding. That's the guy.
It's all him.
I thought I heard my name.
In time, I might be able to forgive you, Dot, but this one's pretty sad. This one
they probably couldn't hear it.
So I'm just talking to something random. All right, this story is...
Welcome to every time you make a noise outside my office. And
pretty much. That makes
sense.
Or
you swear.
By the way, speaking of noises, this story is going so off the rails. Okay.
Oh, God.
So, Christmas Day, right? Christmas morning. We're all opening presents. It was me, my parents, probably a couple of my brothers thrown in there somewhere. Pretty gross.
What?
That just now, that was
what?
I saw a marshmallow on your lip and it fell down.
I don't see that as gross.
Oh, okay. But anyway, Christmas morning, I'm opening presents, and as a child, you think the presents you want the most. You don't expect it to be in the first, 5 presents you open. Mm-hmm. You expect the first 5 presents to be a little, whatever. Mm-hmm. Maybe not exactly what you're looking for, but they're still awesome, and you should still be grateful for them.
Definitely.
So I'm getting through my presents, and not opening a present that wasn't the Game Boy did not discourage me one bit, because I was it's coming, every second, it's coming, right? And then I opened a Game Boy Advance game, right? And to me, I was like, it's in the bag. I even said it out loud to my parents. I was like, got it. I know I'm getting this Game Boy now. But they didn't want to, Santa's surprise to be spoiled, so they kind of went along with it don't you have a Game Boy Advance? And I'm like, well, yeah. Can't you play that game in your Game Boy Advance? And I'm like, well, yeah, I can. They're like, so, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't think you got the Game Boy Advance SP. That you just got a game that you can play in your Game Boy. And I was like, no, you guys are lying. You guys are wrong, guys. I was so confident. I was so cocky about it, right? Yeah. And I'm going through opening presents, and the presents were great. Mm-hmm. And I was super grateful for all of them, but I was waiting, right?
Yeah.
For that big one.
Okay, and, for the big boy.
The big boy. And so I get to my final present.
Okay.
And I'm like, here we go. This is it. It's
It's
go
time.
time.
Wham, wham,
I had-
wham,
exactly.
Wham, wham, wham. I'll provide the music for this part.
I had that
Wham,
exact
wham,
music playing in my head.
Wham, wham,
I open this present,
wham,
I'm
wham,
unwrapping,
wham, wham,
and I
wham,
open it,
wham.
and it's not the Game Boy.
Wow.
Not it. And that was my last present. And your parents, your grandparents, my regular parents, were like, okay, that's it. That's Christmas. Did you have a good Christmas? And I'm like, yeah. Because I was grateful. But I was, bumming just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
I wasn't acting out or anything over it, but
Yeah, you were just bumming a little.
I was a little sad. So for me, it was kind of a lesson of like what you said. Just because you really want something and you really hope for it, and like you're amazing and humble at the same time, doesn't always mean that that's going to work out for you.
And brave and smart.
And very brave and smart, and straight A's in school just every single year. Didn't even have to try.
Do you even get
Best
A's
behavior,
at,
never
age
missed a
11?
day.
I don't think you do.
Yeah, whatever the best grade is, I got it consistently. Just all the time. Like, I was super smart and
Nowadays,
intelligent.
that would be like a 1.
I was very athletic. Like, all of the good things. So, like, just
he was a
because
buff
of all of those
11-year-old.
things, though. Yeah, I worked out 11 years old, in there hitting the weights all the time. I was an overachiever. And I was super nice and humble and amazing. All of the good things. How many times have we said that now? We should have a counter for how many.
I don't want to put that in.
So it was a lesson for me that you're not always going to get that thing that you really, really hope for. And I was getting to a point, where I was accepting it. Like, it's okay. I'm going to enjoy my game that I got from my Game Boy Advance. And then they pulled it out. One last present. One last gift.
And then it wasn't it. That would have been funny. Nah.
Try to guess. If it...
Well, I've heard this story before, so let's just do the music.
Well, humor me then.
Wham, 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 wham,
okay, the music. That's how
wham,
we'll do it. Okay.
wham,
I
dun,
open
dun,
it up,
dun, dun,
and there it is. The red Game Boy Advance SP. With, might I add, not Pokemon Emerald, because I didn't get that until later, but that's okay. I was still happy to have the Game Boy Advance. And then I got Pokemon Emerald later as a surprise. I got Pokemon Emerald later as a surprise because I helped my parents do, work out in the shed or yard work or something. And then my mom went to Walmart and my dad was making bacon. And it was a rare time that I actually got to drink coffee because they didn't give me coffee only like maybe once or twice throughout my whole childhood because kids aren't supposed to drink coffee. But it was a rare time that I got coffee because I was good. This is like a few months later after Christmas. I'm off on a whole other tangent now. But I was good. And I helped my dad with some type of work. And I got to drink coffee. And he fried up some bacon. We got to eat yummy bacon. And then my mom got home from Walmart. And it was sitting on the table. Pokemon Emerald. This was a couple months later. But Pokemon Emerald version. And I was so happy.
Yeah.
The end. What a story.
I have something to add. I feel very lucky. I was taught from a young age that, you're not always going to... I was taught the lesson he learned at 11, basically. Y'all taught me that at a very young age, and it actually, I followed that lesson.
That's good.
Oh, Lord, we're doing 23 already.
All right. Well, that's okay. We can wrap this up.
Yeah.
Or start wrapping it up. Because that was my story, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. What did you think about it?
Yeah, I think that's...
It was a good lesson?
Yeah, sometimes you do, you know how you see those in sitcoms where they learn, these lessons and it always sticks with them?
Yes.
Sometimes you genuinely have those moments.
Yes, it's a real thing. It can actually happen. And that was a moment like that for me, but then I actually got to get the thing. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you have learned that lesson.
Eat your cake and eat it. Eat your cake and eat it too.
I got to eat my cake and I also got to eat it. And then later on, I got to eat it again.
No, you got your cake and eat it and ate it and eat it too.
I got my cake and eat it too. Eat it. The moral of the story is cake is delicious. That's what everybody should take from this particular vlog.
And also that he is smart, brave,
just
amazing,
courageous,
correct,
very hyper intelligent, the friendliest, warmest person,
athletic,
super in control of myself, and I'm the epitome of what a child and now an adult should be. Back then I was the epitome of a child, now I'm the epitome, I'm like the best person. I'm sorry. I just have to say it. So like, and you're the best person's kid. So.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. We're super egotistical.
Something's. Look at the star.
Oh,
It's
we bummed
true.
out the star with our ego. The star's like, this is not what Christmas is about.
Yeah. Also.
Christmas is not about this. This is sad. I'm a sad
Yes,
star
you are
now.
the best best human being with a beard who works.
But if I shave, will I be the best human being without a beard?
Anyways,
I guess
we can go for a little longer if you want us to.
What else we got?
Uh,
Anything else to address on this particular vlogmas?
One time, y'all were testing how I would receive gifts, right? You've told me a story.
Okay.
I was like 2 or 3, right?
Yes.
So you put a ball that I had already had in a box, right?
I remember this.
And then I opened it. It was like a little test present, right? So I opened it, and I went, "It's a ball!"
It's a ball. You were all excited for it. But, correct me if I'm wrong, was that not a decoy present because you weren't supposed to open any presents yet? But
That's
we
kinda
knew
what I
you
was
might
saying.
be tempted to open one. And then you did open it, even though you weren't technically supposed to.
Oh.
And then you were super happy to get a gift that was a ball, even though you already had it.
I thought it was like a test present to see how grateful I would be.
It might have been. We'll have to ask your mother off camera whether it was a test present or a decoy present. But either way, you know, you were super grateful. You were like, a ball! I think you just wanted to open something because you were getting excited to be in the spirit of Christmas, which we are certainly in now. Both, what was his name? What was your copyright-free?
Matt Ban
and Robert.
And Borb.
And Borb.
And Borb.
Batman and Robert, a.k.a. Borb. B-O-R-B. We're deeply rooted in the Christmas spirit here in this household.
That's why we keep making jokes that he's the best human alive.
And the most humble.
And the most humble. Yeah, I can't forget that.
All of the good things.
Yes, all of the...
Every single last
And
good
that
thing.
I'm the best person's son.
And what's great, too, is that I kept it up and stayed consistent from childhood to adulthood. I stayed the best all of the time. Like, I never once wavered from just being the best. You know, and Santa Claus sees that. That's why as an adult, he still gives me presents.
Yeah?
Like, there'll be little handwritten letters on it like, "Oh, Wes, I know you're an adult now, but you're just so great, and awesome, and humble, and amazing. I had to get you a little something. Your pal and friend, Nick." He signs it Nick because we're on, like, a name basis, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But doesn't he deliver to... Am I wrong on this? Correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't he deliver to adults as well as kids? Just everyone?
Mostly me.
Mostly
because
me?
I'm so great. That's the thing. I'm sure some other adults maybe get some, like, gifts. They, like, you know, help...
Yeah, a little chocolate bar.
Help solve, like, world hunger or poverty. Santa's like, I'll throw you a bone. But
I'll throw you a bone.
me, just existing in all of my awesomeness, he makes sure to prioritize me with the little handwritten letters and you know, my favorite kind of dark chocolate, you know.
Right, you know, everyone else, they just get the advent calendar chocolate.
Not
but
me, dude.
You get
I get a specially handcrafted dark chocolate square, the best tasting dark chocolate you'll ever have, and it's 0 calorie, 0 sugar, 0 fake sugar. It tastes incredible.
Elves, he's like, I know you're busy making the toys, but
macro friendly.
We've
dark
just
chocolate.
you've got to make the dark chocolate.
And you've got to make it macro friendly. I know our whole thing is sugar, but this particular guy, he just doesn't like a lot of sugar, and he's awesome enough that I can forgive it. Normally, I would think that's a sin.
Sin?
I mean, Santa loves sugar. It's like his whole thing.
Well, yeah,
but he'll make an exception for me because I'm so great.
The thing is, I don't think Santa, like, judges people for that. Like, he lives his life, and that's him, you know?
Yeah,
that's
well,
how he is.
A couple of his handwritten letters, he was like, I really think you should, you know, eat more sugar, have more joy in your life. I was like, I get it. You know, St. Nick, that's your perspective. Like, you live your truth, you know, and I'll live my truth. I'm not trying to, you know, but...
Yeah.
Has this gone off the rails enough?
Gee,
We're talking about Santa giving me macro-friendly chocolate. Is this properly going off the rails? Oh, and also the other thing he gives me is a macro-friendly dark chocolate hot cocoa bomb. That is just incredible. It's so delicious.
I love hot cocoa bombs.
He replaces the calories in it with pure magic.
with pure magic.
Like, yeah, so 0 calorie, no sugar, no
For like
fake
a few
sugar.
days after,
It's
you
sweetened
just have
by
Santa Claus
magic.
magic. Oh.
Oh, okay, that did it. I have officially blasphemed enough to make the star go full kamikaze.
I'm like 2 centimeters away from this tree, but
This,
yeah, it's
this
your...
entire vlogmas is just devolving into Christmas blasphemy. That's what this has become.
It is too. Just us joking about being the best humans on Earth.
That's what this has become. Who's joking? What? Wow.
Goodness.
So, that was my story. That was your piece of information that you had to share with the people at home. And you're getting so much older, son, and I'm seeing pimples on your face, and it's like, what the heck?
Why?
Because you were 3, and now you have pimples.
No, I'm saying, why did you feel the need to call that out?
Any parent who happens to see this, if their kid's watching it in the background, will understand
Well,
why
I know
say
they
that.
will.
They'll be like, yep, relatable.
Yep, relatable.
But for the sake of your audience, I was joking. He doesn't have pimples.
Oh, not at all.
He's not a teenager going
Not
through
at all.
hormones. No. Not even a little. Well, I guess I could close this out by saying, Merry Christmas. How about one last hot cocoa coffee cheers?
Hold on, I gotta...
Never mind, I don't want to cheers. I changed my mind.
Cheers.
Okay, I guess. Cheers! He got hot cocoa, I got coffee.
Now.
Closing thoughts? I'm amazing and incredible. And always have been.
Me too.
Ever since I was like a baby.
Me too.
So.
Now, you know what we have to do for the outro. What we did in the...
Oh, gosh. Okay. Here we go. Oh,
Alright, hold on.
Oh,
Do you
boy.
remember it? Do you remember it just before?
Here,
I'll pause it so we can... 3, 2, 1. Alright, everybody.
Alright, everybody. Let's try that again. I forgot to say alright, everybody.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, everybody.
If you enjoyed this video,
make sure to leave a like and subscribe for Not at all daily content. And I will see you in the next video. Alright, everybody.